Someone snaps their fingers outside my window every night at 3 a.m. The neighbors warned me not to look at him. I heard the snapping the first night I moved into my new house. My neighbors had told me earlier that I should never, under any circumstances, look at the man. If I did, I would sorely regret it. When I asked them what happened if you looked at him, they didn't say a word. Instead, they just looked at each other and the husband shook his head. I should have taken their advice. By the time I was in bed that night, I had already forgotten about their warning, until it started. I could hear the snapping, echoing from somewhere down the road, and I had forgotten to close my blind. Stupid mistake. I was just about to get out of bed and shut the curtains when suddenly the next snap came from right outside the bedroom window. I let out a startled cry. The house was a good 20 feet from the public sidewalk and separated by a garden gate and then a row of bushes. Somehow he had cleared that distance in less than a second. I covered my face with the pillow and curled up into a ball. A whispered prayer escaped my lips, and I hoped that God was stronger than whatever was outside. The thing started walking back and forth, going just past my house each time. His snapping started out slow and rhythmic, but got faster and faster each time until it reached a feverish speed. As they sped up, the snaps grew louder, much louder than any sound a human snap could make, to the point that they rattled the window glass in its pain and drowned out every other sound. I began to shake and shouted for Jesus to protect me. It was growing increasingly difficult to lie there defenseless in bed as the snaps grew louder. Part of me wanted desperately to jump out of bed and face whatever monster was outside, but it wouldn't stop. It just got louder and louder until my eardrums felt like they were about to burst. I tried stuffing the corners of my pillow down my ears, but it did nothing to quiet the incessant roar. Then just like that, there was silence. The noise stopped so suddenly that it was almost startling. From outside, a gravelly reptilian voice said, not in a whisper but in a low and quiet tone, "Good night." I can't put into words how frightening the experience was, but I had just bought the house. There was no way I could move out already. I got up without opening my eyes and shut the window curtains. It took 4 more hours to fall asleep, and even then only because the sun was starting to rise and the world felt safe again. After a while, I developed certain strategies for coping with my nightly visitor. I asked around, and some people in the neighborhood let me know that you could help drown out the noise by leaving a fan on through the night. It sounded dumb at first, but I was desperate enough to try anything at that point, and sure enough, it worked. The snapping was still loud but endurable, and after a week, I was sleeping through the whole thing. I started to tie the curtain shut and add a cardboard wall around the window so that there was no way I'd be able to accidentally look at him. I even put a tripwire in front of the window so I'd know if anyone tried removing it. I was determined. I wasn't going to move out of this beautiful place just because of one weird person. After implementing my nighttime defense strategies, my life started getting back to normal. I settled into my new job and even became friends with a couple co-workers. One was a goofy guy named Tyler who's stupid in a fun-to-be-around kind of way, and the other was a beautiful girl I was flirting with named Amanda. I thought we'd all be friends for life. I just didn't realize the horrifying reality that it was about to get cut short. I had the dumb idea to invite both of them over for a little party at my place. We started off with board games, pizza, and beer, then more and more beer. And it didn't take long until Tyler wandered into my room. "What the hell is this stuff in your room?" Tyler shouted. I froze. I had gone so long without waking up at 3 a.m. that I had half forgotten about the thing that roamed the neighborhood. I looked down at my watch. It was 2:55 a.m. Crap. I had let time get away from me.